What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show for the Friday 12-game DraftKings Main Slate. Grande, it's Friday, TGIF. We've made it to the end of the work week for many who are tuning in. The return of Weatherman John on this slate. We got plenty of that. Plenty of rain symbols.
Oh no.
Got plenty of rain symbols here.
Honestly, I think you should just break it down, all 12 games. How the weather is going to look like. That should become a staple.
To be fair to our faithful listener there, we were just playing around with them here earlier today.
Yes.
But generally, unless it's rain, I don't break out Weather Channel because I'm wrong half the time. But we do have some rain on the forecast potentially. Once again, the East Coast. It is about to rain for the 13th straight Saturday in Boston. That is a record for Boston.
Hell yeah.
13 straight Saturdays with precipitation in the Boston area. It has to get here. So Boston, Baltimore, and Atlanta all dealing with rain up the East Coast. We'll check in to see the severity of the rain in those matchups. We don't have Coors. Colorado's in Atlanta. We don't have the Athletics on this slate. They're on the road. And Tampa Bay, I believe, is also
in New York.
Yeah, they're in New York. So the ballparks where all the offense, Cincinnati also not on the slate. So all the ballparks with the offense not on the slate. So it should be interesting. Garrett Crochet gets the Yankees at 10-8. Yamamoto at home versus the Giants at 10-6. DeGrom, where he rightfully deserves to be, at 10-4. And Logan Webb at 10-1. DeGrom gets the White Sox at 10-4, 4 10K pitchers. My assumption is he will have the highest roster.
Yes, not close. It's not going to be close. All those other guys are great.
Yep.
Elite. If you told me any one of them win a Cy Young this year, I would say, yep. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Including this man.
Yeah, any of the top four. If you're just like, that guy's winning the Cy Young, I'd be like, okay.
You know who the biggest steal in fantasy this year would have been? This guy. Because he was. People going.
I mean, I'm sure people had some suspicion that he'd be like a good pitcher. This is like back to the good old days. Dude, what do we like? This is,
DeGrom, rather,
yeah. I think DeGrom far and away is the best pitcher here, like in terms of matchup. You can get to Crochet if you want. He, even with the 5 earned, and he kind of like labored through that start. 9 strikeouts, got to win 20 fantasy points. If you want to play him, good. He's good. Yamamoto, 6, like, oh, he's struggling. Nope, he's good. 6 scoreless, 9 strikeouts, just absolute filth because that's what he does.
Oh, weird. He struggled a little bit against the Yankees, just as Crochet just did. Because you know what? The Yankees, they hit a lot of home runs.
They do. They have a pretty good offense. And could be getting Giancarlo Stanton back for this one as well, who looks pretty good in his rehab stint.
So add a few more strikeouts to Garrett Crochet is what you're saying.
Yeah, or unless Stanton has officially unlocked the torpedo bat like he did in the postseason last year.
Sure.
We'll see, right? Because that's nobody noticed, but Giancarlo Stanton was using the torpedo bat last postseason. Also, John, I did see this. Just quick aside. We were like, oh, Jeff McNeil, all this power. I saw he's using a torpedo bat. I watched.
There you go. I'll learn it again today. So,
I watched his at bat last night, and I was like, oh, he's using the thing because everyone is. That's
you still need to make contact with the torpedo bat, but it does when you do, it does go.
Yeah. So, and also Logan Webb. Shout out to Logan Webb. You can always play Logan Webb, and the strikeouts are up.
Dude, where did these strikeouts come from?
The strikeouts are up. Yep.
Right? Yep. I mean, obviously Dodgers, no one's going to play him against the Dodgers. He'll be the lowest roster of the 4.
Yes. Sure.
DeGrom for sure should be the number 1. When you go to the next tier, Peralta versus St. Louis, Clay Holmes gets Tampa Bay. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen Luis Castillo on a slate. He's $8,500. Kolek, Arizona. Gavin Williams is up to $8K. He gets Seattle. Does any of that jump off the page to you? I mean,
I would say Gavin Williams would probably be the first name. Not to say that doesn't have risk in its own right, but Gavin Williams misses a lot of bats. So it's a good ballpark, although it hasn't been this year. There's been a lot of power in that ballpark this year.
Colorado changes
Probably
stats.
he has changed the outlook of that.
Yeah.
But I would just say I don't have a lot of interest in any other name up here other than Gavin Williams. Like you hat tip to Clay Holmes.
Sure.
Holmes is fine, but for $9,000, wouldn't you just rather take a shot on Gavin Williams, who has more strikeout upside? So
yeah.
You know what? Gosh dang it. We got to say it, John. Bryce Elder.
I was going to say, speaking of strikeout upside, Bryce Elder just struck out 12 Giants.
Hand up.
Go figure that one.
I think you can raise your hand too. Hand up. Bryce, we were not familiar with your game.
I don't think he was familiar with his game. I'm not convinced he was on the mound in that game.
Just out-of-body experience?
Might have been somebody else. I don't really know. Check the ball. I don't know. Again, San Francisco this year, pretty decent offense. They're middle of the pack and 8 innings, 1 earned, 12 Ks.
Crazy.
And now he gets Colorado on the road. Colorado's second highest strikeout rate in baseball versus righties. We know all of their deficiencies. The power is ticking up though. 150 ISO for them now. Yeah. So they are doing a little bit better from the power department. But average is still a bottom team, 28th. Woba against right-handed pitching, 28th as well. Dead last in those two categories is the White Sox who get DeGrom, as we mentioned. So, Elder is going to get ownership, not just chasing his last start, but just because it was Colorado anyways, and then that's just a kind of an added incentive. 8 Ks against Pittsburgh, so he's shown that he does have a little oomph in him when it comes to strikeouts upside, so you'll definitely see ownership there. I think Michael Wacha is kind of interesting play. And even his counterpart in that game is also kind of interesting because you have Luis Severino out of Sacramento in this matchup. But Wacha, as our guy Mark Pitts has talked about a bunch of times, you just pick him up and you basically just get a quality start, right? For the most part. And if you get to win, he gets you 18 to 20 fantasy points. Otherwise, he's sitting in the mid tier. But $7,500 is like pretty decent for a price point out of him. Texas offense still hasn't really been great. Taj Bradley has strikeout upside.
Well, I would say the Texas offense has, and I am kind of an Adrian Hauser believer after not believing initially.
Sure.
Dude, that Texas offense.
The 4 starts that he's had.
That Texas offense kind of humming, dude. They scored 16 runs again on Thursday. That's the second time in 3 games they've scored 16 runs.
I just wonder if it has more to do with I guess they got the Ober today. The other day was Simeon Woods Richardson was the guy that they
took, so. Look, I'm not saying they're back, but there are a bunch of Evan Carter's homered in 3 or 4. Semion's hitting like 400 in June. I saw the
Semien numbers,
dude. Semion's raking. Evan Carter's good.
Wyatt Langford again.
2 games in a row for Langford. Josh Smith led off the game with a homer. And they're doing this without Seager, who we know will hit when he will hit. It just Corey Seager hits. We know he will. So Jake Berger has had a really good stretch since the Pope, right? There's been a lot to like about Texas, but I do like Hauser. I think Hauser has been actually a pretty good pitcher through these starts. And you had talked about it. Kansas City doesn't strike out, and Adrian Hauser out here spinning the baseball against them the last time out. 6 Ks against KC. Clark Schmidt had a monster strikeout game against them. Maybe with Caglione in the lineup, there is a little more strikeout upside in Kansas City's bats, but I think Hauser looks okay.
Okay. Where would you go next, I guess, then?
I mean, you mentioned Severino. I don't hate Severino. I don't hate Colton Gordon. I don't love Colton Gordon, but I don't hate him. Minnesota has some good. Patrick Corbin looked really good against them on Thursday. Can I? I wish Charlie Morton's start didn't happen in Sacramento last time out because Charlie Morton actually kind of looked serviceable his last few outings. but against the Angels, maybe Kiter Montero. Maybe can't go Gahanowitz. I don't know, John. I don't know. Is there anything for you that stands out? I mean, like Yarborough got smacked around against Boston, but like he's also was really good before that. I don't know. Give me something if you have anything.
I don't.
Maybe Paddock, because Paddock gets hit by lefties, and the Astros don't have lefties.
My guy was Severino, just because again the home roads under 1 ERA on the road this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And again, Kansas City's offense, yes, it's coming around a little bit, but it's still like I under 7K for him. I feel like that's the kind of the spot I want to go. I would even give Ryan Nelson another chance.
Okay.
Things fell apart quickly in that Cincinnati matchup, like right away. And then the bad first inning,
right away.
The bad first inning, then he settled down, and then he gave up a couple of hits, and then the bullpen came in, and the bullpen gave up a bunch of unearned runs for them and earned runs for him. So I'd be willing to give him another chance.
Okay.
Against the Padres. Again, they have talent, but have been like somewhat underwhelming at times.
Okay.
But that's probably it for pitching. Big slate. So obviously a ton of options at catcher. Any specific matchups you'd be looking to target here? Drake Baldwin at 39 against German Marquez, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably the first place. Of course you could play Cal, and you can of course play Logan O'Hoppe over 4K. Like those guys probably stand out more than anyone up there. But yeah, Baldwin sub 4K looks amazing. Adley Rutschman sub 4K looks amazing with how good he's been. So I would say Baldwin and Rutschman would be the first two names that stick out right away.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously Rutschman's starting to come back there. Jeffers versus Gordon. I know you liked Gordon a little bit, but
yeah, but he's also hittable, and they'll hit Jeffers in like a good lineup spot.
Sure.
Although he did play Thursday, I wonder if they'd play Christian Vasquez on Friday.
Anything else? I guess first catcher. Obviously, it's a large slate. We'll know when the lineups come out. There could be more value available, but is there like a specific play that you like down here?
Gabe Moreno, Salvi at 31. You could play Bo Naylor because Luis Castillo still kind of gives up too many home runs. Caratini, Darno,
sure.
Kyle Teal, and no.
Yeah, not going to go Teal. They're not this time around, right?
So Christian Vasquez, 2,200 would be easy if he's in the lineup too.
Okay. First base.
Wait, you said Maldonado did homer off a righty, by the way, the other day.
Yeah. He did. I won't bet on it to happen again, but he did. First base position. Again, Ohtani and Freeman versus Webb, not really great matchups. You can always go there, but like this is a very tough spot for both of them. Matt Olson's been on a heater. We know that Bradley gives up home runs. We could go at either of those two pretty confidently, I think, in the 5K tier.
Yes.
Where would you go, I guess, next?
I mean, O'Hearn fits perfectly in Baltimore stacks. We know Kahanowitz, a lot of ground balls.
Bit, but definitely
yeah, he's definitely cooled. But it's a good spot.
Yeah.
Soderstrom against Waka. If you want to play A's, you can do that too. We talked about KC in the summer. 90 degrees, ball flies, big outfield. You know, we can see lots of runs. Same thing can be said for Pasquantino. A lot of runs could be scored there. Pasquantino has been amazing.
Yeah.
Either the Cleveland first baseman, if you believe that Luis Castillo can't keep the ball in the yard. Jake Berger, if you think the Hauser stuff's fake.
I mean, yeah, might as well just consider Berger probably anyways, right? I mean,
yeah.
Toro has been really good, obviously.
Dude, he has been great.
He
has been great.
375, 2 homers, 1,000 OPS over his last 10.
When Bregman comes back, he's going to have to play, right?
So here's
there's a big issue, obviously, when Bregman comes back.
He's probably going to play first base.
But the reports today I saw were Boston is shopping any and all of their outfielders for first base and pitcher help.
Well, yeah. I mean, they obviously don't want to go into the playoffs with Toro, I would imagine.
Why? What if he's doing this, though?
Good. That's great. You still need depth. You
Yeah.
know, they're platooning Toro and Romy Gonzalez. Here's what's going to be the interesting and the sad thing. Alex Cora has already said that he is not starting Mayer and Anthony versus lefties, and the Yankees are starting 3 lefties this weekend.
Yeah, the
So
Yarbo, Rodon, and
Fried.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday. So neither of Anthony or Mayer, unless Cora goes back on what he says, will start in those 3 games. So
wouldn't it be Boston this year to say that and then just like play them all 3 days?
Cora hasn't played Anthony or Mayer yet with a lefty on the mound. So
and Mayer's and
double bombed yesterday.
Yeah, but we had the question in the Discord today about Mayer picking Mayer up, and I said, other than yesterday, he's platooned or been pinch hit for every time a lefty's come in.
Every time a lefty's up, yeah. They late in games, he does not hit against lefties. Romy Gonzalez comes in and hits for him. So
he homered in. I remember he homered in the Yankees game,
and then got pinch hit for later.
And then got pinch hit for. I was like, oh, that's criminal.
And Romy did have a 2-run RBI on that pinch hit, but they're gonna play Ref Snyder. They're gonna play Romy Gonzalez in this series, all 3 games. Go figure that one out. The thing was, so Marcelo Mayer did struggle versus lefties in AAA, but Roman Anthony didn't. He had like a 970 OPS or something like that versus lefties.
Right. So, well, number 1 prospect in baseball, you're not struggling against either split. You're just hammering.
Yeah. So anyways, working your way sort of down the list. Caglione got his first and outfield eligibility back, so we got dual spots there. CES $3,200. You know, this power. Salvador Perez did homer the other day.
He did
when we were kind of mentioning that. Kurtz is back, as we kind of highlighted. Rowdy homered the other day for us at $2,600.
Yeah, it's Kurtz. It's Kurtz down here for me. That would be the guy. 2,900. They're hitting him in the middle of the lineup. That's the play.
Second base position. Ketel Marte obviously up at the top. Jazz maybe IL bound. You wouldn't go there against Crochet anyways.
No.
Brandon Lyles 46. Where'd you get Jackson Holiday 41? And then
the lefties. Yeah, lefties and the lefties. Yep, those 2. I want to play Albies. I don't think I can, just with how bad he's been. And then it's probably like under 4K. It's probably like Schneemann, Lux, Semien 3,400, Willie Castro 3,400. Probably the directions I'd go. The fake Max Muncy, I can't call him the secondary Max Muncy. His
actual name is Max Muncy. He's not an imposter.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I can't. I feel bad for calling him the fake Max Muncy. Just the second Max Muncy.
The new Muncy. You know?
The younger Muncy. Yeah.
See, that's cool. That one works. You will get Christian Campbell obviously playing. Nolan Gorman homered the other day. David Hamilton, he's a lefty. He won't be.
He won't play.
All right, that's probably it for a second here.
Third
base. Ramirez and Devers, both of them are fine. Obviously, Machado's been really good. Riley's really good. Eugenio, really good.
Dude, he's hitting 50. He's gonna hit 50 home runs this year. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like 5 people that hit 50 home runs this year.
Probably. Are we sure the ball isn't juiced right now?
No, I'm pretty sure the ball's juiced.
Right, we got a juice ball era going on right now.
I'm pretty confident the ball's juiced.
A lot of men hitting a lot of home runs. So those would probably be the top guys up over 4K. I'd consider obviously Paredes as well.
Yep.
We'll be in that conversation at 41. Jordan Westburg came back.
He did. Homered immediately. It was a good spot. Righty against Casey Mize. Casey Mize has struggled. I actually think Westburg hit it late, but the Casey Mize struggles against righties.
Back-to-back games at homers for him too. So would be willing to go to Jordan Westburg there against Kahanowitz at 39.
Paredes hits righties.
Yep. Beatty against Bradley. Let's mention Toro here. Where's the Romy? I'm lagging. First base at 3,900. So he just missed him. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got him and Toro, I guess. Toro has the dual eligibility. Romy's 1B only.
We're not used to Romy Gonzalez being 3,900.
39, no. But I mean, like, I would if you're doing a Boston stack, you're gonna play the Toro, Romy, and Refsnyder. Like that's a cheap middle of the lineup that you're getting for Boston here. Right?
I would say I'd be most comfortable playing Toro there because and Refsnyder is fine too, because I know that Romy gets pinch hit as soon as a righty comes in, and the Yankees only really have Tim Hill as a lefty.
Okay. No, and agreed. And honestly, Refsnyder could also be pinch hit for Rowan now that he's up. So
yeah, Boston is last year's Twins, or like, remember how or like the Rays, or like whoever is just like those nauseating pinch hitting teams.
Yeah, now they are because they have too much. They're too much talent on their bench, and Cora doesn't want the young kids to go against lefties. So, let's see here. I mean, Royce Lewis is $2,700. I don't know.
Yeah, it's criminal.
That's like when you were just like throwing darts at Morel, right? You're like, yeah, he'll homer eventually.
Yeah,
like one
I mean,
of these games,
gonna hit a home run. Yeah.
Mauricio's 25.
Yep, that's far down as we need to go.
Okay. Shortstop. 12-game slate. So you got Ellie, Lindor, Nato, Witt, Betts, Gunnar. Jacob Wilson's 49 with day-to-day. Pena 45. Seager's 44. I mean, all of those guys. Those guys are great spots.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's one. Mookie obviously in the toughest of the spots because Logan Webb is a dog, but like I don't think you can go wrong basically anywhere else.
Yep, I agree with you. Where else do you want to go?
3,700 JP Crawford, kind of another heater for JP Crawford, who like does this multiple times a year. Carlos Correa, 3,500. If I'm like spending down, like Correa versus a lefty, 3,500. Trevor Story. The one thing we know about like if we play, so like Boston obviously presents good value. You just have to know who's going to get pinch hit for and who's not. Trevor Story will not get pinch hit for. $3,400 lefty. There's power when lefties are on the mound for Trevor Story. So between Correa and Story, I think those are both elite value options at short.
Yeah, obviously the Story stuff has been a nice little revival for him after being calls for him being DFA'd. We're going for the last month. So let's see. Nothing else stakes out for value for me. So that probably works. Outfield. Again, large slates. You can go wherever you want, and any of the top guys are all super good. Byron Buxton hit a ball 500 feet yesterday for a home run.
He sure did.
Acuna homered again because he's awesome. Still outpacing Luis Angel in homers.
It's close. It's close. He's only up 6.
Only up 6
he's
18 games played.
He's only up 6, dude. Give him some time. Give Luis Angel some time.
Juan Soto is like, hey, y'all forgot, or like, can you get off my back now? He is absolutely homering off of Taj Bradley in this game.
Yeah, probably. Unless Taj Bradley just doesn't throw him strikes, because then he'll absolutely just walk 4 times.
That's fair. That's fair too. Mike Trout's awesome still.
Yep.
Wyatt homered today.
2 in a row. 2 at 3. 2 at 3.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the rest of these guys are obviously fine, right? Like there's just so many players. Tatis, Lowe, Friedel, Chorio.
I can't believe he just went past
Ward.
Brent Rooker. Like he didn't just 4 for 5 with 2
Did we
doms.
just mention Rooker? I thought you mentioned Rooker.
No.
Okay. Oh, Rooker. Yeah, Rooker's in that conversation. Jackson Merrill gets Ryan Nelson. Butler against Waka. Ward versus Morton. Soderstrom versus Waka. Even though I kind of like Waka here, getting Oakland or getting in the Athletics out of Sacramento is definitely the spot to face them. But you've mentioned a bunch of times if it's hot and humid in Kansas City, that ball's going to fly out too. So Riley Green down to $4,300. I know Nick Martinez has been okay. Ref Snyder at 43.
Brandon Nimmo is just homering. Soon as I dropped him in fantasy, soon as he got out of course, he's like, actually, I don't want to homer in course. I want to homer outside of course.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
Mullins is back.
Yep.
Kowser. Carpenter's 4K. You mentioned our guy, Evan Carter.
Homered again today, Johnny. 3 games out of 4, and the other 2 are and stolen a base in 2 of 3, and 2 straight games too, because he homered and stole a base on Thursday. He has looked quite good at the dish.
He is good. He is good to quite good. That is.
He is good to quite good.
That is true. McNeil, obviously, talking about at second base. Parker Meadows is 39.
Adolis homered. We know Adolis is good against righties. Sure. 37.
Sedon versus Yarbrough is 37.
Sedon's been. We talked about Sedon a lot last year when he goes in those like stretches. You just play him.
325, 986, 3 homers, 3 stolen bases his last 10. Hitting 9th. So has the top of the lineup just right behind him. So
yep.
I definitely think Rafael at 37 is good. Michael Harris gets Herman Marquez at 37. Wenzel Perez is 37.
Dude, Joe Adell's just going to keep homering, right?
Yeah.
Like he did it again on Wednesday.
And that's all that team does. Remember, they just.
I know, but it's never been Joe Adell doing it, and now
last year he had a super hot stretch too. I think he's just one of those guys where he goes on a heater and you just play it until he goes like 0 for 12. You know,
did he hit 20 home runs last year? Did he sneaky hit 20? Did Joe Adell have a sneaky 20 home run season last year?
I'm not even sure.
He did. He had 20 home runs last year. Joe Adell had 20 home runs and 15 stolen bases. I would have taken the under by a wide margin on both of those.
There you go. Dude, Joe Adell was a relative top prospect.
Wasn't he like the top prospect? Wasn't he like top 10? At like,
I don't think he was ever top 10 in baseball, but he was definitely their number 1 prospect. Let's see what the heights of the Joe Adell prospect got to here. He got to, wow, you're right. You undersold him. He was the number 3.
Oh, I said 1
overall prospect in 2020.
I undersold him top 10, but I did ask. I started that by saying number 1. I thought he was number 1.
Yeah, no, you were way on it more than I was. I thought he was like in there, but not there. He entered number 46. He went to number 6, number 3. 2021, he was number 13 overall by Baseball America. So
another late, like just kind of a late bloomer, just like
maybe he's only 26. So again, obviously he strikes out way too much, but
yeah, but he's homering every day.
Yeah, dude, a lot of power,
and speed.
900 OPS. Yep. Verdugo, I don't really know what his deal is. He's back to being bad.
Oh yeah, he stinks.
Gavin Sheets, we talked about it first, I think.
Yeah. They gave him first base again, huh?
Yeah, Burleson's 34, Caglianone's 33. Let's see. Any other worthy? Cam Smith 3K.
You beat me to it.
Couple hits the other day.
You did. Yep. Don't let him get hot.
Alec Thomas. Don't get hot.
Alec Thomas has been really, really good.
Sure.
Lately, some power, some speed. Another like end of the lineup wraparound guy.
Yeah.
Denzel Clark's the best outfielder I've ever seen. I just wanted to say that. Not that I really play him here, but I just wanted to.
Does Dylan Carlson actually make a lineup now that Mullins and all them are back, or like
probably not? He's RIP to our 1 week stretch of being able to play him every day.
All right, let's get a lineup going here.
Yeah.
Core part of our lineup. We had a comment in the comment section today asking why we stopped doing full lineups. So if you guys are maybe just tuning back in or wondering what went on, we had a YouTube video pulled down from YouTube saying we violated some creator terms and policies regarding gambling. We got some feedback suggesting it was because we did a full lineup, which we've been doing for like the 1,000 episodes of these shows that we've done over the last like 5 years.
Long time.
But they recently in April updated their policy, and maybe that's what was getting us dinged because we had a few warnings previously. So now we do a core play, and then we post the full lineup in our Discord. So if you want the full lineup, go in the description of the YouTube show, join the Discord, or go to FantasyAlarm.com, create a free account, and in your free account profile, there is a link to the Discord, and you can join there to get the free lineup. We said DeGrom, certainly a plug
Trevor
in DeGrom.
Story is short.
Okay, so we do the little Red Sox core here then?
Good.
Toro,
Yeah. I would say
Toro at
probably
third or first?
um
Probably want him at third, right?
I don't know, third's kind of loaded too. I mean, those are like the two toughest positions. It just depends if we're gonna play like Devers, right? And just like play like legit Red Sox stack.
Yeah. I looked at it taking the Boston value so you could spend up
Okay.
for like
Works.
the Braves, right?
Works.
Against
Yep.
Marquez. Do like maybe do something like this. Figure it out.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. DeGrom, Olsen, Toro, Story, Acuna. $4,300 per position. We know there's more value on this slate for you guys to take advantage of to make that lineup work. And we'll put the full lineup that we put together in that Discord. So we appreciate you all tuning in. We'll have the live show at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you tune in, and we'll catch you later.